Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Double Stuff Podcast, where we're double the host, double the topics, and double the fun. I'm Charity.
I'm Alan.
I'm Dan.
I'm Sarah.
That was extra sexy there, Alan, or whatever you're trying to do.
I'm just talking. This is how I talk.
That's how he always talks.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So normally when we title our episodes, or at least when we're doing stuff on our Google Drive, it's always DSP. So that would be Delta, Sierra, and where's P? Papa. There we go.
Yeah.
So that means today we are talking about the phonetic alphabet. Have you
Yay.
guys ever had to use that? I know we were doing a little chit chat before the episode started.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying that, well, both me and you, when we used to be secretaries, we would use this a lot when we were either trying to spell people's names over the phone or even our own last names over the phone. We would do, M as in Mike, O as in Oscar. Like, I wouldn't necessarily do it to the correct alphabet, but I would at least try to find words that people would know, and that way they could identify O means this, L means this, that kind of thing.
Right.
So casually, I would do it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Definitely most familiar from like military movies.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
Saving Private Ryan or Band of Brothers or stuff like that, where they use all those phrases. And it's like, what are they talking about?
Right.
Yeah. So I think it's just fun just to use on a regular basis, just to sound somewhat extra intelligent.
Trying to see what my name would be. So it would be Charlie Hotel Alpha, Romeo India. Where's T? Tango Yankee. Did I get all my letters?
I mean, it's in alphabetical order.
Yeah.
Actually, that's true. That is
Whiskey Tango
alphabetical.
Foxtrot. Good movie.
Yep.
Yeah, I think mine's pretty, because it's just SARA, so it's nothing.
Yeah,
fancy.
yours are, you and Dan have easy ones. So
Mine is just Sierra, which mine is Sierra, which sounds like Sarah. So Sierra, Alpha, Romeo and Alpha.
Romeo Sarah. That's
Romeo
SARS.
Sarah.
I like when it's used for like phrases like Oscar Mike for like on the move.
Uh-huh.
When people would say
okay.
that, like that's another like just one of those military things.
Right,
As opposed to like spelling out a word, it's just like it's meant to shorten a phrase
it.
or something to communicate easier.
Right. Yeah.
I think unless you're in the military, I don't think, at least Americans, I don't think they use it as much. When I've, in working as a secretary or working, with international students and stuff, most of them, I guess that's maybe something that they do. Or
Yeah.
working at Bath and Body Works, when I would deal with someone who didn't start off here in America and they would want to sign up for emails and coupons and stuff, like 9 times out of 10 they would spell their full email out in the phonetic alphabet, and I would have to be like, you would forget how to type. And I caught on after a while, but they would just, I guess because they're used to it, they would just be like and just go through all the letters. And then after a while I was like, oh, you want me to take the first letter? This isn't a super long email. You're not telling me a sentence. So I'm like, can we start over?
Like, this is the most confusing email or the
like, your
best
email is
password I've ever
long.
seen.
Yeah.
it's like 500 characters
Yeah.
at gmail.com.
And I think most people only learn about it out of necessity. Like after you're trying to spell your name over the phone for, it's H. No, it's H as in Harry, or H as in, as far as like the alphabet's concerned, it would be H as in hotel. But I think most people do it with maybe just a bastardized version of it, and they just use other names.
There's a lot of TikTok videos that are really funny that talk about that. Yeah.
I've never seen
Well, I mean, you said bastard. I'm almost like B as in bastard. Like, you said it right. But you kind of panic because then you forget the alphabet. You're like A as in
F as in
what starts with A.
no. I'm at a child's place.
Well, you mentioned over the phone. I wonder if it's because of the radio, like that these things came into place to begin with.
I'm sure. Well, not only that, but I mean the resolution of a radio signal. I mean, it's only in the past century where it got to be where it was like crystal clear. I mean, that was Sprint's RIP Sprint, but that was their claim to fame, that you could hear a pin drop.
Oh yeah.
And the resolution that you need for that is a lot.
Right.
Oh, the pin drop.
Yeah. I know.
I just saw the logo animation in my head. I was like, oh yeah. I
It
didn't
is
even
a throwback, yeah.
I didn't even think about that. I just like, it's a pin drop logo.
Yeah, it was only like
that.
achieved in like the 1980s.
Yeah, I think, and I want to say it was more of, I think it was, I don't know if it was like World War I or II. Maybe it was around that time. Yeah, dealing with like radio frequencies and all. So maybe they had to do that.
So jumping from Morse code to just radio, I mean, with Morse code, it's crystal clear what it would be. And speaking of TikTok videos, I've seen some like World War II and World War I like vets, and they're doing Morse code, and it is so fast. They're just like tapping on the table, and they're just like flying. But I'm sure no matter how fast you go with Morse code, it's nowhere near as quickly as the spoken voice. I mean, you can go very quickly with the spoken voice, which require the radio. And then with that, the clarity of it, instead of asking if you understood where the coordinates were, if they required an alphabet, just assume that the other person isn't going to clearly understand what it is, and then just jump into this NATO phonetic alphabet.
Well, your messages would be short too. You're not trying to write a novel in Morse code too. But since you said NATO phonetic alphabet, does anyone know? Well, you're probably looking what NATO stands for.
North Atlantic Treaty Organization.
That's right.
Yeah, I wonder how you saw that.
No,
actually, I just knew that.
Oh, okay, I thought you had it up.
Do you
on
have a
your
different
phone.
thing?
No, Charity has some text.
I had it. Okay, I thought you cheated, so never mind then.
No,
I'm a smarty. I know things occasionally.
Occasionally, Dan
we're at
is
that
smart.
point in our life where World War II.
Well, World War II is a big thing. Exactly.
History is a big thing.
So now that Jimmy Buffett's no more, I can't really do the parahead thing, so I'm shifting to World War II.
So you graduated to
That's right.
a new level. Well,
You guys don't know the stages of white guys?
That's right. Come
as
on.
a black female, no. I
World War II history is a prominent stage.
Yeah, that's right.
don't know. You're in your 30s. I thought that was like a.
Well, the next stage is you go back in time. So it'd be the Romans. And the Greeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you
apparently
started
that's a
wearing the tennis shoes and the long socks yet?
Well, no, but I do have black socks on. They're just short.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm
you're working your way up.
Yeah.
It's kind of mid. It's a bit mid. It's working its way.
That's right.
And he's gonna wear sandals with the socks.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I never do that.
Never did.
Never do
No,
that.
I think you have to have children to do that. Alan, have you done the sandals and the
Socks,
socks?
sandals.
Only around the house, and then to like take out garbage. To
Okay,
the
so
trash.
yep,
okay,
that's true.
okay.
I'll
I'll
admit
do
that. Yep, I've done
but
that.
not like you
In
know
public?
what? We're going to the zoo today. I know exactly what I'm going to wear.
Yeah.
And if anybody says anything else, be damned. I don't care. I don't care. Now there are some things where I have taken a stance on, and some of it's financial too. I mean, once you have 3 family members that are going to the salon, you start realizing, we need to start cutting back as much as we can. So then you start doing your own haircuts, and then you just start
Wearing hats.
You just go to a buzz and then wear a hat, and that's just
that's
how
where
it
I'm at
works.
now.
But that makes your hat fit easier too, I think, if you don't have any hair.
It does.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it does or doesn't, but it's one of those things, at least if you're of an age, you are a father, the things that you've checked off that can't be unchecked, you get to a point where you're like, I can forego going to the barber, working a hairstyle and things like that. Now, there are some people that would adamantly disagree with me, but that's where I'm at.
I'm glad we went from the alphabet to
I know. It's good.
to fatherly.
Because this is a very dad thing.
That's where you're at as a Delta Alpha Delta.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You got it, Dan.
I will say during county, and I think it was because one of the commissioners uses the phonetic alphabet all the time. And
Dennis.
So at one point I was back there in the booth, and I was memorizing the alphabet, the phonetic alphabet, because I was going to be like, I'm going to know something cool if I'm on a game show one day.
Yeah.
And so, like, by the end of that meeting, I had them all memorized. Don't ask me what they are now, because I probably would get a lot of them wrong. But by the end of that meeting, I was like, I learned something today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did a broadcast on the side.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's how most people, you can recognize if they've done military service, is they're using the correct
They still use it. Yeah.
version, not just, H is in Harry,
That
A is in Apple,
that and 24-hour time.
and 24-hour time. Yeah.
I didn't start using 24-hour time until I started working Master Control.
Yeah, me too.
Because television works on the 24-hour clock versus the 12-hour one.
Yeah, if
Which
you're
is so much better.
It actually makes
I work with
sense.
people in television who still try to do like the AM PM stuff, and I'm like, this can be clarified so easily
Yeah.
by just using the
By
24-hour
using the
time.
correct number.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I think the first
Because
couple
if
days.
you're up at 2 o'clock, you're going to be tired the next day.
Yeah. No, it is easier because the first couple of days I was going to be like, it's going to be 12 p.m. and 12 a.m. and what, and I'm like, no, you know what? It actually makes sense, and it's easier actually.
Yeah.
So while I'm not military, I'm at least televised.
Yeah.
So I understand how it works on television.
But it's not across the board. I mean, you still got to translate. So, like what you're saying, programmers might use a 12-hour programming guide because they have to translate that for the
viewers. Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
The viewers, and then the master control is going off of a 24-hour clock.
Yeah.
And then you have to translate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you still have to do that. I don't miss that life at all.
So you were talking about NATO, though, and I'm actually really curious about this because this North Atlantic. So obviously, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization is made up of multiple countries, and not all of them speak English.
That's right.
But this is an English phonetic alphabet. So does this translate? Is there a phonetic alphabet for other countries? I mean,
Well,
or for other languages?
The little bit I had researched looking up that. Once upon a time, there were multiple versions of this that other countries did. But I think I want to say like in 1956, or it was in the 50s, when they were like, we just need to have one universal type. And that's what that ended up becoming. Because I think back in the 1920s, there was some other version.
International standard.
Okay, well, that was fun. Let's talk about tongue twisters now.
Okay. I love it.
I have no way to transition to that.
I love it.
Okay, so I was talking to Sarah about this earlier. So during COVID, when Sarah and I were just doing fun videos, we did a Dr. Seuss book, Oh Say Can You Say, and we read like a ton of different tongue twisters. And so I feel like I'm pretty good at tongue twisters.
You were pretty good?
Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty good. Sarah was struggling.
I'm right there with you.
You did good up until the end.
You messed me up at the end, which I think I said that in the video too. We'll have to repost the video.
Ladies.
Okay, so I know you all have a list of tongue twisters. Should we all challenge each other trying to say a couple?
Okay.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Because this one is really tough. Now, let's just see. So if you think that you can do it well, I'm going to say this clearly. Let's see if you can do it 3 times fast.
Oh, by memory. Okay.
Okay.
Memory.
4 fine, fresh fish for you. Say it 3 times fast. 4 fine, fresh fish for you. Go.
4 fine, fresh fish for you. 4 fine, fresh fish for you. 4 fine, fresh fish for you. 4 fine, fresh fish for you.
Oh, you did. You did it 4 times.
Whoa.
That's really good.
Overachiever.
Let me see if let's just throw it back at me. Let's see if I can do it.
Okay.
4 fine fish. I can't do it. I can't do it.
You do it in my head.
Let's see you do it.
Everyone's great
4
in their
fine
head.
fresh fish for you. 4 fine fresh fish for you. 4 fine fresh fish for you.
That's great.
I ran out of there.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's actually pretty impressive. I don't know. It's maybe F's are easier to say than other letters.
I disagree. But I don't know if there is an easy tongue twister. I've never really been good at them at all.
Well, and that one's short too. Longer ones are probably
That's
more
true.
difficult. Does anyone have a long one?
I have a long one, but I can't pronounce the word.
I have a super. I'm going to end on this segment because I have a super difficult.
Okay,
one.
so you'll
All
be
right.
the grand finale.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Dan, let us know.
If you
what
guys can tell me what the heck that word is, I'll say it. But
Perspicacious?
Perspicacious. What does that mean?
Perspicacious.
There's a
Perspicacious.
perspicacious.
Perspicacious?
Perspicacious.
we need a ruling on the field.
Yeah.
Is perspicacious actually a word, or is it just something
a
silly for
foul.
somebody to say?
I'll look it up while you try to say it.
Perspicacious Polly Perkins purchase Peter's products. Perspicacious Polly Perkins purchase Peter's
Oh, you almost did it.
You almost were there.
for the
Almost
second
were there.
time.
Yeah.
I got through it a solid one
Man,
time.
that's tough.
You want to try it?
I'll try it.
All right.
Okay. All right. Well, and give me the pronunciation.
Perspicacious.
Perspicacious. Perspicacious Polly Perkins purchased Peter's products. I didn't. do it.
Products.
So perspicacious is having a ready insight into the understanding of things. So
learned
it just
something.
means you understand stuff.
I don't know if I can do it 3 times. Perspicacious Polly Perkins purchased Peter's product. Perspicacious Polly Perkins purchased Peter's product. Perspicacious Polly Perkins purchased Peter's product.
That's pretty
You
good.
got
Yeah.
it.
That's
Ready?
good.
Do you want to give it a shot? You're the tongue twister master.
I know. Now I gotta get ready. Perspicacious. That's a hard one. Perspicacious Polly Perkins purchased Peter's product. Perspicacious Polly Perkins purchased Peter's product. Perspicacious Polly Perkins purchased Peter's product.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
And I
That's-
learned a new
that-
word.
that's
It is.
Right.
I remember learning that in a vocab class. Maybe in
No,
8th
that's a
grade
new
or
one for
something.
me.
Yeah, I've never heard that one before.
See, I have one. I don't know. Let's see.
What you got?
This one is a short one, but there's a lot of eds in it.
Ooh.
Fred fed Ted bread, and Ted fed Fred bread.
I think I can do a
That's
syllable.
a Dr. Seuss one.
I think I can do that.
You do that?
I
As long as
definitely
it's
can't
a
do
one
that.
syllable.
We didn't do it 3 times.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I only did it once.
Let's see if I
I'll
can do it
again.
first, and then if I don't nail it, see if you can. Fred fed Ted bread, and Ted fed Fred bread. Fred fed Ted bread, and Ted fed bread. I can't.
You started. You got one. You got one. You
yeah.
did
Okay,
so
let's
good.
say. Okay, Fred fed Ted bread, and Ted fed Fred bread. Fred Ted. Oh no,
Fred Ted.
that's
Fred
a
fed.
tough
Yeah.
one.
It's tough.
It's like you're confident the first time, like, oh, I got this,
Yeah.
and then
Start getting
things-
cocky, and then
You
your
do
tongue
get
is like,
cocky.
"Nope, I'm out."
All right, my turn.
Yeah.
Is it my turn before the master goes?
Yeah.
All right. Fred fed Ted bread, and Ted fed Fred bread. Fred fed Ted bread, and Ted fed Fred hip,
Yeah.
hip.
Okay,
There we go. I got nothing.
After listening to all of you, that's kind of going in my head.
All right, see if you can do it.
Going on your Ted Fred's head.
Fred fed Ted bread, and Ted fed Fred bread. I messed up a little bit.
Ted and Fred need to get more food. That's what I'm thinking.
I thought
Too
one-
much carbs.
No.
Why can't we
Yeah.
eat turkey?
They need some salad.
Do we got time
Okay.
for one more before
Yeah.
the final?
Yes. So
Okay.
I got one real quick.
Okay.
Betty's big bunny bobbled by the blueberry bush.
Nope. Nope.
You know, you gotta try
Nope. I'll try it, but I just
Oh, wait,
know
three
it's going to
times,
be a
three
no.
times, three
I got
times.
it
Okay.
3 times.
Betty's big bunny bobbled by the blueberry bush. Betty's big bunny bobbled by the blueberry bush. Benny's big bunny bobbled by the blueberry bush.
Oh, that's really good.
That's good.
Okay, yeah, I'm not going to be able to get that. Let's see. Betty's big bunny bobbled by the blueberry bush. Betty's big bunny bobbled by the I was
You did
so
so
excited.
good.
I
You
thought
did
I
so
had
good.
it.
There. All right, let's try this. Betty's big bunny bobbled by the blueberry bush. Betty's big bunny bobbled by the blueberry bush. Betty's big bunny bobbled by the blueberry bush.
I like how you put emphasis.
Nice.
His big.
I had to change it up, or else I was going to get myself confused.
Oh yeah, did you want to try real
Okay.
quick?
Oh, wait, I want to see your other one.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't see your Papa. But okay.
We can do that one after if we have time.
Oh goodness. Betty's big bunny bobbled by the blueberry bush. Betty. Oh.
Yeah,
Betty's
that's-
big bunny.
Get some emphasis so that way
Yeah.
you don't.
Betty's big bunny bobbled by the by the
The L's
blueberry
kind of
bush.
want to sneak in there.
It's
Yeah.
just the L's. It's the L's in
Blobbled.
there.
Now
Betty's
this
bunny
one's
bobbled.
super tough
All right, let's
because the way that you say these is it's a fast way. Cinnamon, 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 and that's gonna throw off your tempo. So you got to just roll with it. So this one is a synonym for cinnamon is a cinnamon synonym.
Wait, what?
All right, let's see if I
My
can do it.
brain can't even comprehend
A
that.
synonym for cinnamon is a cinnamon synonym. A cinnamon.
I think you're messing up the original. What?
No, a synonym for cinnamon is
Oh.
a synonym. I can't even do it one time.
Oh, that's a good one.
All right, let's pass
my
it
turn?
around.
All right.
Give it a shot, Dan. 3 times.
A synonym for cinnamon is a synonym. I can't even do it one
it's
time.
tough.
I can't even do it once.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't
Oh
either.
gosh. Okay. A synonym for cinnamon is a synonym cinnamon.
Yeah,
Oh man, I did
I
cinnamon.
It is hard.
This one is
Synonym
like
for
a
cinnamon.
landmine.
Oh god, I think it's also the extra. It's the M&Ms.
Yeah.
Okay, this one might get me. A synonym for cinnamon is a cinnamon synonym. A synonym for cinnamon is a cinnamon synonym. A cinnamon for did I say cinnamon?
Oh, you
Ah,
right there.
I got 2.
You were on it.
Oh.
Oh, I have one if we're going to try to do one more.
Okay.
Okay, mine's a little bit longer, so I have to pass it on. A skunk sat on a stump and thunk the stump stunk, but the stump thunk the skunk stunk.
I'm
That's
out.
a novel.
Nope.
That's got like chapters and
Yeah.
headings and everything. I got to turn the page on this one. Okay. Boom, boom. I need a skunk sat on a stump and thunk the stump stunk, but the stump thunk the skunk stunk.
Yeah.
Did I do it?
Yeah, I think you did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Do I do it again?
You got to do it 3 times.
Okay.
I only did it once. I just read it.
A skunk sat on a stump and thunk the stump skunk stunk. Nope, I
Nope.
messed it up.
All
A
right.
skunk sat on a stump and thunk the stump stunk, but the stump thunk the skunk stunk.
Ooh.
I did it twice.
Did it 2 times?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not even.
The last
Rock
one.
cinnamon
I'll give
twice,
it a
no
shot.
problem.
Yeah.
A skunk sat on a stump and thunk the stump stunk, but the stump thunk the skunk stunk. A skunk sat on a stump and thunk the stump stunk.
Oh, you always
so
get that
weird.
second one. That's
Yeah.
always good.
Yeah.
It's also
You do
so
good
weird.
though.
Yeah.
A skunk sat on a stump and thunked the stump skunk. I can't even do it. There's no way.
Yeah, I don't have the.
My brain can't compute what that means.
Yeah,
I don't have the neuroplasticity.
I thought I was reading something saying like the brain can read it okay, but the brain and the tongue has a bit of a
They're competing.
they're competing against each other.
That reminds me of those things that like they take out letters from like words and you can still read it.
You
like,
can
no
still-
we're doing it
problem.
like upside
Yeah,
down.
where like your brain
Yeah.
can still comprehend it.
Those are fun. Maybe it's. I did all those when I was little. There was those little. You can get them at the library. I don't even know if they still have them. They were long rectangular cardstock that were like stapled in the middle, had a ring on it, and they were brain games. Did you guys do that? I did those like from first
Oh
to fourth
yes,
grade. Yeah,
I remember. Yeah.
And I would go through all those because those were so much fun.
Yeah.
And a lot of
Yeah.
those were tongue twisters.
Okay.
Yeah. So apparently it's supposed to help with like your mental ability, and also apparently a lot of actors and performers do that to kind of loosen their mouth so they can do well with public
Right.
speaking and
That's
stuff.
what I do.
Which makes sense. Yeah.
Before we ever record, Topeka.
Like the Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
Yeah.
No Anchorman fans.
Okay. I didn't hear that one.
Yeah.
Now, what was it on Singing in the Rain?
Moses supposes.
Well, yeah, but Chester chooses chestnuts, cheddar cheese, and chewy chives. He chooses them and he chooses them. He chooses them and he chooses them. Those cheddar,
Those cheddar chestnuts.
cheese and chives and cheery, charming chunks.
Those chewy, charming
Chewy,
chunks.
charming chunks. Well, that's something. we at least got the first part,
Bravo.
and that's why we're not in the 1952 musical.
Before Sarah breaks out into Moses Supposes from Singing in the Rain, can you tell us where our listeners can find us on social media through a tongue twister?
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
cherry
I'll have
chewy
to-
chunks.
I'll have to make up one.
That's okay. You can do it in regular English, or if you
Yeah.
want to use the phonetic alphabet, whichever.
That's true. Yeah, you can check us out on Facebook, and that's F for Foxtrot. You can check. You can also check us out on Instagram, and that is I for India. You can also check us out on YouTube, and that's Y for Yankee, and of course on our website, which is D for double. So that's D for Delta, not D for double. Everything I
Should be
said there.
D for double. Changing it up.
And then we can do it either on Twitter X,
Tango.
so Tango, or X-Ray at Double Stuff P, and that's the letter P as in Papa.
And if you're all confused, just look up Double Stuff Podcast. It'll show up on your Google search.
Nice.